Hey, welcome everybody to CP's Cards and Dice rendition or replay of the 1988 NLCS between the Dodgers and the Mets. This is going to be Game 5, and as it stands, the Mets are up 3-1. Now, back in '88, the Mets were highly favored in this series and ended up losing it in 7 games. So the Mets have a chance to win it all right here and move on in the playoffs, and then we would, or in the, I guess the World Series. And then what we're going to do is play an alternative World Series if that happens. I don't know. The Dodgers can still come back. Now, quickly, let's go over the lineups for the Dodgers. Steve Sachs leading off, playing second base. Hatcher, first baseman, batting second. Gibson, left fielder, batting third. Marshall, right fielder, batting cleanup. Shelby, center field, batting fifth. Dempsey, the catcher, Rick Dempsey, ex-Yankee, batting, and I think ex-Oriole. He's batting sixth. Batting seventh is Jeff Hamilton, the third baseman. Batting eighth is Griffin, the shortstop. Batting ninth is Tim Belcher. Tim Belcher will be a B, or is a B, XZ. X gives him additional strikeouts, and the Z gives him some extra control. Now for the Mets, it's going to be Dykstra in center field, Jeffries at third base, batting second. Batting third is the Keith Hernandez, first baseman, extraordinaire. Mets announcer, very entertaining, colorful Mets announcer. Strawberry in the cleanup spot. He won last night's 17-inning game with a bottom of the 17th shot over the right field fence. McReynolds batting fifth in left field. Carter, the kid, batting sixth as catcher. Johnson, Howard Johnson, Hojo, a shortstop, batting seventh. Wally Backman, second baseman, batting eighth. And it's going to be Sid Fernandez going for the Mets. Sid Fernandez is a BXY, so good strikeout potential for Fernandez, but lacking in the control area just a bit. So we're going to move on to get the game rolling. Let's use our trusty yellow dice shaker, a must-have for any APA game. There's yellow, and then there's clear, and then there's actually one earlier one that's, I think, cardboard. And if you're stuck for not having one, well, guess what? You can always make one here with a bottle of used bottle of medical pills of whatever kind. Anyway, let's get started. Stevie Sachs. And that's going to be a line drive center field, and right there is Dykstra for out number 1. Now we're doing paper and pencil. I normally do ice score. We're doing paper and pencil, simply because I don't want to, this is a short series. I don't want to input all the names into ice score, even though I know there is a way of buying the MLB rosters, and just with a click you get them all. So Mickey Hatcher steps into the batter's box. He's a right-handed batter, first baseman, and he grounds one up the middle and through for a base hit. So the 35 is a 9, and against a B, that's a base hit. Hatcher is on at first. He's slow, so he'll be moving station to station. Won't be taking any extra bases. Gibson, 64, that's a base on balls, and since Fernandez has no Z, that's going to be a walk. So Fernandez, after 3 batters, is already dealing with some trouble here. First and second, only 1 out, and it's going to be Mike Moose Marshall, the outfielder, with good power. That's a 43. Now that's a 29. That may get us out of trouble here. Both first and second, both teams are B column, fielding column B. There's 3 fielding columns, or 2 rather. I'm sorry, it's 1, 2, and 3, not A, B, and C. Fielding 2, a 29 is going to be a comebacker to the pitcher. Fernandez throws to the shortstop, back to first. It's a 1-6-3 double play, and the inning is over. So the Mets get out of that jam for Fernandez using the double play. All right, it's Lenny Dykstra in the bottom of the first. There's no score. Dykstra's a lefty. 52-27. That's going to be a strikeout. One down. Next is Greg Jeffries. Pretty good card. I had to make it using the APA card maker. 41-28. Now, I ran into trouble in that 17-inning game where I needed extra players who had played in that were on the roster that just the 20 cards in the APA envelope did not provide. So I went to the APA card maker, and 1, 2, 3, man, I had all the players. So this thing is great, and I think there's a place there where you can donate, so I definitely have to make a donation. There's 2 outs now, and it's Keith Hernandez. It's called the Mex, despite him being from Spain, and that's a swing and a miss. High cheese gets him, and that retires the side. 3 up and 3 down. And after 1, no score. It's going to be Shelby, Dempsey, and Hamilton leading it off in the top of the second for the Dodgers. It's a 64. That translates to a 13, which is curveball got him. Goes down swinging. I'll hold these. I think it'll be a little bit easier to do that. Dempsey up next. 52. That's going to be a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks. And Hamilton, Jeff Hamilton with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. That's a 22 line drive base hit to left. A 7 is pretty much an automatic hit with nobody on. That's going to be Alfredo Claudino El Brujo, which is the Witch Doctor Griffin, shortstop. 29 with a runner on first. 29 is going to be a strikeout. So, and that ends the inning. The Dodgers leave 1, score none, and at the end of 1.5, no score. All right, it's going to be Strawberry, last night's hero. Good power, close to 40 home runs. He's got a 1 at 11 and a 1 at 66. So when you have those, you're close to 40 home runs for sure. It's going to be Strawberry, McReynolds, and Carter. Here's the pitch to the lefty swinging Strawberry. And that 8 is going to be a fly ball, lifted to center field, pretty deep. Back goes Shelby, makes the catch, 1 away. Kevin McReynolds, or K-Mac, 21, fly ball to left. Now, when I go to Citi Field in the summertime, I go to 10, 12 Met games every year. Notice I didn't say Shea, right? I make that mistake quite often. I'll stop at a little place on the way to the stadium called White Castle, where you can get some sliders there, also known as belly bombers. I use that term, belly bombers, and I got a couple of online leagues that I play in. Dynasty League Baseball, I don't know if you've heard of it, but some of my teams are named the Belly Bombers. Or after the game, you're hungry, you can stop at White Castle on the way home in Queens. I'm about a mile from Citi Field. 22, that's going to be a line drive base hit to left. Getting it in on a hop is Gibson. And next is going to be Howard Johnson. 2 out single by Carter brings up Howard Johnson with good power. 11 or a 66 is a home run here. And that's a 32. That won't do it. It's a weak grounder to second base. And that's the 4-6 for the force. That retires the side, but the Mets pick up their first hit. And at the end of 2 innings, no score. Top of the third, Tim Belcher. 53, that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 4. For Sid Fernandez, he's got an X and a Y, so that tells me that he had good number of strikeouts. It's a fly ball down the line to right. Moving over there is Strawberry, makes the catch, and it's Mickey Hatcher. Hatcher's 1 for 1. He singled in the first inning, 46, and that's shallow pop fly center field. Back goes the second baseman. In comes Dykstra. Dykstra's there. Side retired, 3 up, 3 down. Nobody left. After 2.5, no score, we go to the bottom of the third. Bachman, 46. That's a fly to center. 1 out. Right there's Shelby. Fernandez. Fernandez, that's Snake Eyes. That's going to be a line drive base hit. So the pitcher strokes one. Decent hitting card. I mean, not great, but he's got some 7s, which tell you he's going to get some hits. So Fernandez, who is slow, so he's going to go station to station. No extra bases, no getting thrown out. That's a 12. That's going to be a potential double play. Yeah, it's going to be a ground ball to short. He flips to the second baseman, back to first. 6, 4, 3. We're out of the inning. Mets pick up a hit, leave none, and after 3, no score. The Mets lead the series 3-1, so this is the elimination game for the Dodgers. Gibson, 56. That's a strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for our boy Sid Fernandez. Moose Marshall, right fielder. Oh, that's a foul ball. Pull down the line. Oh, there's another foul ball. Strike 2. 32. That's a weak grounder to second base. Charging it is Bachman over to first. 2 out. And it's Shelby. Shelby struck out in the second. And he strikes out in the fourth. 3 up, 3 down. 6 strikeout for Sid Fernandez. Greg Jeffries leading it off. Oh, foul ball. 22. That's going to be a double. That's laced into the gap. Chasing after it is Shelby around first, and into second is Jeffries with a leadoff double. Fernandez now has an opportunity to put the Mets up. Let's see what happens. Oh, Snake Eyes. It may happen. Oh. We're having those balls fly everywhere. Snake Eyes. That's a deep drive to right field. Back goes the right fielder. Marshall to the track, to the wall. Looks up. It's out of here. 2-0 Metsies here in the bottom of the fourth. Thanks to Mex. Keith Hernandez got a hold of one there. Line drive home run. No chance in right field. It's going to be 2 RBIs for Fernandez. He's struck out in the first inning, but got a hold of one here in the fourth, so he's 1 for 2. Darryl Strawberry, 62. That's a strikeout. And you know that Belcher wishes he had that pitch back. That's strikeout number 3 and out number 1. McReynolds next. McReynolds with good power. 41. That's a 28. That's a ground to short. 2 out. And Gary Carter. Gary Carter singled his first at bat. And he's going to fly out to center here. But the damage has been done. 2 hits, 2 runs. Mets after 4 lead at 2-0. All right, it's going to be Rick Dempsey. Dempsey struck out earlier, 33. That's going to be a hit for sure. See what kind of hit that is. 56, that's going to be a double. 1 hop off the wall. And it's a leadoff double for Dempsey. He's slow, so he's not going to be scoring on a single right now. Hamilton, 33. That's a 0. Could be back-to-back doubles potentially, and it is. Pulled down the line into left field. Around comes Dempsey to score. Back-to-back doubles. It's a 2-1 ball game now. Just like that. And now nobody out. And the tying run at second base. Here's Griffin. 63. That's a fly ball to right. Hamilton is not fast, so he won't be advancing on that fly ball to right, but we'll double check anyway. Fly ball to right, 32. Runner to third, so he does advance. There you go. Advances on the fly. And Belcher now with the tying run 90 feet away. The top of the 5th. Snake Eyes. That'll get it in. Game is going to be tied. 23. And that's pulled down the line into left field. Rolling around in the corner. And Belcher's going to try for second. Here's the throw, and he is safe. 2 out. Well, actually a 1 out RBI double by Belcher. Ties the game. So the pitcher, Belcher, helping his own cause. Sacks with Belcher's second base. That's a 55. That's an 8. And an 8 is going to be a grounder back to the pitcher. Runner's going to move to third. 2 out. And it's Mickey Hatcher who's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. Oh, that's Snake Eyes. That's going to give the Dodgers the lead. 31, that's going to be a double. So 4 doubles in this inning. And the Dodgers are up by a score of 3-2. And it's Gibson. 22, that's going to be a strikeout. Strikeout number 7 and out number 3. But the damage has definitely been done here. 4 hits, 3 runs, and wow. The Dodgers came right back after going down 2-0 to score 3. They're up 3-2 now. And it's going to be Howard Johnson leading it off. 26, that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 4, 1 out. Wally Backman, 43, that's a strikeout. Number 5. And Sid Fernandez with 2 outs. Back-to-back strikeouts by Belcher, 33, that's going to be a single. So Fernandez is 2 for 2. Now he's slow, so he'll be playing it safe even with 2 outs. 36, that's a 2 balls. 34, that's going to be a grounder to shortstop. Flips to the second baseman covering for the force, and that retires the side. 1 hit, no runs. We go to top of the 6th, 3-2 Dodgers. Pretty good game we got going here in APBA Basic World. 42-22, fielding column 2, a 22 in fielding column 2 is a grounder to Hernandez, makes a nice play, flips to the pitcher covering, and that's, oh, wait, yep, 3-1, 1 away. Shelby next, foul ball, 65, that's popped up. Carter throws a mask away, he's right there in foul ground, 2 away. And it's Dempsey with a chop it is short. Running in is Johnson, throws on the run. 3 up, 3 down. After 5.5, it's 3-2 Dodgers. Jeffries leading it off. Jeffries doubled his last time at bat, and he's going to walk here. So Jeffries is on at first, and it's Keith Hernandez. We're going to try a hit and run. We don't do this very much, but we know that with Keith Hernandez, he's a good contact guy. 61. It's going to be a 24, so that may prevent the double play. Hit and run with a runner on first. I barely ever do this, but I did on this occasion. 24 is a grounder to second, and the runner moves up thanks to the hit and run. So now we got the tying run at second base and Darryl Strawberry. 32, that's a grounder to second. That's going to move the runner to third. Okay, let's you know what, I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna move this over. There we go. Okay. All right. Runner to second, 4-3. The second baseman is average, so that's gonna be a 26. Runner to third. Yep. Okay. So the tying run is on at third base, and it's Kevin McReynolds. Pitcher Belcher looks in for the sign. Sets and deals. Snake Eyes. That's going to tie game now. And that's swung on. That's driven into the gap. And that's going to roll to the wall. Scoring easily as Jeffrey's game is tied at 3-3. 2 out. Big RBI. Clutch RBI double by Kevin McReynolds. And it's Gary Carter. Game is tied at 3 apiece. That's going to be a grounder to second. Sacks. Flips to Hatcher, and that retires the side. But the Mets pick up 1 run on 1 hit, and they tie the game at 3 apiece. Now, the only thing I don't, I have a lot of copies of this particular score sheet. It's not my favorite because it doesn't give me a place to write in the inning-by-inning tally of the score of the game like some other score sheets. But I made a lot of them. All right, when I had access to my own photocopy machine, a lot of them. Maybe I made 60 of them, and I still have them lying around because I use a lot of other different ones, but I want to use these up. And but that's the big, knock I have on it. And it also doesn't give you enough places for pictures. It only gives you 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. I usually have to add spots at the bottom, and that gives me more work to do. I like the fact that it gives you two positions to fill in, but it has no extra positions at the bottom, and that's where most of the changes are made, especially in the National League. So there's a lot of little things I'm not too crazy about. Plus, it doesn't give you. I like them to go to at least 15 innings, because I've had twice already. I've had 12 innings run out on me. So anyway, all right. So we are in the top of the 7th in a 3-3 tie. Mets lead the series 3-1. So this is elimination time for the Dodgers. It's Sid Fernandez against Tim Belcher. 65. That's popped up. Carter, he's there. Puts it away. Next is Griffin, 13. That's a 23. That's a pretty odd little number there, and that's going to be a line drive to center field. And oh no, Dykstra misplays it, hits off the heel of his glove, and Griffin is on with an E8. Dykstra is going to be credited with an error on that, and Belcher's going to bunt here. Let's see what happens with the bunt. 33. Oh, that's going to be a sacrifice. So to second goes Griffin, and it's Steve Sachs. Here's a pitch from Fernandez. 31. That's a 9. That's going to score. A 9 will do it with a runner at second. Single over first. Runner scores. S out at home, but we know Griffin is not an S, so the Dodgers take the lead back on a 2-out single by Sachs. 2-out single by Sachs puts the Dodgers up 4-3. Excuse me. Hatcher now. 13. That's a 22. 22. That's a hit by pitch. So it's going to be first and second now. Now there's movement in the Mets bullpen with Gibson coming out, and pitching coach is going to come see Fernandez. Settle him down. I mean, that was an unearned run. The error by Dykstra in center field allowed Griffin to get on. And then the sacrifice by Belcher put him at second, and then it was a 2-out single by Sachs that put the Dodgers up 4-3. So here comes Kirk Gibson. He bats from the left side. And So Fernandez, lefty versus lefty. All right, here's the pitch. 25. That's a 10. Let's see what that's all about. First and second, a 10. Under a B pitcher, it's an out at first. It's basically a comebacker. And that retires the side. 2, 3. But not before the Dodgers retake the lead. 4-3 on the big two-out single by Steve Sachs. So at the end of 6.5, it's Dodgers 4, Mets 3. Howard Johnson steps to the plate against Tim Belcher, 23. That's a fly ball, deep right field. Back goes Marshall to the track and makes the catch. Oh boy, thought it had a chance there for a second. It was not meant to be. This could be Wally Backman. He hits it hard up the middle and through for a single. So Backman's on at first. Sid Fernandez is going to bunt here. 33, that's going to be a successful sacrifice. So 2 out, and over to second goes Backman, and now it's up to Lenny Dykstra. Made the big error in the top of the 7th. Oh, 30, that's a base on balls. First and second. Now there's action in the Dodger bullpen. Jeffries. Big opportunity here. Snake Eyes is a 3-run homer. A 33 is a double. A 22 is a double, scoring probably both runners. Yes, Dykstra's fast. And a 66 is a home run. So Jeffries has a heck of a card, as you can see. Here's the pitch to Jeffries. 44, that may do it. Oh, that's going to be a 6. Mets are going to retake the lead here. So what do we have? First and second. First and second, that's going to be a 6. Double to center clears the bases. So in comes Backman easily, and around third is Dykstra. Into second is Jeffries with a 2-out, 2-run double, and the Mets lead it 5-4. Wow. Mets answer back immediately, and that looks like it's going to be all for Belcher. And in this game, they had Horton is going to come in. Horton was the first pitcher they used, and some of these cards you can see are stained. They're a little bit darker, more shaded than the white. The white ones are I used the white paper to create these off of the site. Ricky Horton is a lefty. He's going to be facing Keith Hernandez, lefty versus lefty, and he gets a upgrade with the modified rules. The relief pitcher gets an upgrade coming in, so he's going to be a C with a runner on second base. Now, Keith Hernandez hit a 2-run homer earlier in the game. He's 1 for 3 today. It's going to be the lefty Ricky Horton. He's a DR. Now, R means he doesn't get a lot of strikeouts. Some strikeouts are replaced. I believe some strikeouts are replaced with fly balls. I believe that's what R means. So it's Keith Hernandez. There's 2 outs. The Mets are up 5-4 in the bottom of the 7th. That's a 45. That's going to be a base on balls. So Darryl Strawberry next. Runners on first and second. So they walked. They were very careful with Hernandez. But they better watch out for Strawberry because he's got some kind of power. Put this game out of reach. That's a base on balls. And that's going to do it. That's going to do it for Horton. Who's next? Is there another lefty? No, it's a righty now. So we're going to bring in the next pitcher who pitched in this game, Holton. Much better pitcher. Holton, I believe, is an A. So Holton is coming in with the bases loaded. There he is. Brian Holton is his name, right-hander. And Holton's going to be orange. Holton's going to pitch against McReynolds, right-handed left fielder, who's 1 for 3. He's got an RBI double in the game. Brian Holton versus K-Mac with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. The Mets are up 5-4. Here's the pitch to McReynolds. Say 53. That's going to be trouble. 15. Don't even know what that is. First and second. 15. That's the Gibson left field. And we're going to look, and it says fly out. So Gibson gets over there. It's a ball that's lined into the corner, but nice running catch by Gibson, and that retires the side. But the Mets pick up 2 huge runs on two hits, and they lead it by a score of 5-4. All right, we got action in the Mets bullpen, and it looks like the Mets may be bringing somebody in here. Let's see who they actually used. Leach. Let's bring in Leach. Leach, Aguilera, and McDowell. So we're going to do Leach is coming in for Fernandez. And he's going to be blue in the top of the 8th inning. Scores 5-4 Mets. We're going to have Leach pitching to at least 3 batters. Do that little indicator there, like I learned that from Baseball Demos Dave. He does that. So I just do it just as a, as a mention to him, an homage, if you will. Marshall. Mike Marshall, 42. That's a 22. Mike Marshall's 0 for 3, hit into a big double play in the early part in the first inning. A 22 is going to be a ground ball to Hernandez. Flips to Leach, covering 1 away. Easier when I pick these up. Shelby. And that's going to be a... Oh, Leach, let's look. I never looked. Oh, Leach is a YZ. He's a BYZ. It's going to be a grounded to second. 2 out. And it's Dempsey. 62, strikeout. 3 up, 3 down for the Mets. Go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-4 here at Shea. Crowd is at the edge of their seats. It's a nail biter. Mets want to move on to the World Series. Play the Oakland A's. That's going to be exciting. We'll have to play that. It's going to be Gary the Kid Carter against Holton. That's going to be a strikeout. Strikeout number 1. Out number 1. Holton will stay in here in this inning. And it's going to be Johnson, 56. That's another strikeout. 2-2. Back-to-back K's, and it's Wally Backman. Backman's 1 for 3 on the day. 63. That's a fly ball, shallow center. Right there is Shelby. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. So for the 9th, we're going to bring in something closer for the Mets. And the closer for the Mets is going to be McDowell. Actually, it should be Myers, but I'm going to bring in McDowell, who actually pitched in this game. He's a B2Z. We don't have to write that. The 2 is down here. All right, the 2 is fielding. So Leach was blue. And we're going to make McDowell red. Red for the closer, the stopper. The stopper's in red. Okay, see what happens. Holton. All right. It's going to be Hamilton, Griffin, and probably a pinch hitter for the relief pitcher, Holton. So we're going to look and see. It was Stubbs who actually pinch hit in this game. So let's pull out Stubbs, get him ready. Stubbs, Gonzalez, Davis, and Sosha all pinch hit in this game. So Stubbs has some power. He'll be coming up to pinch hit. He's got a bat in his hand. All right, so this is the top of the 9th. Shays are 3 outs away. The Mets are 3 outs away from moving on to the World Series. Snake Eyes, that's going to start off. Oh, that's a deep drive. Left field. Back goes McReynolds to the track. It's out of here. Game is tied. Oh, goodness. McDowell wishes he had that pitch back. Big home run by Jeff Hamilton leading off the top of the 9th inning. Ties the game at 5. Here goes. Hope we may be headed to more free baseball after 17 innings last night. My goodness gracious. My phone's running out of battery. So it's El Brujo, the witch doctor. And that's a 66. That's going to take us to the double column. 61. That's going to be off the wall. And Griffin's thinking about going to third, changes his mind, stays at second. So it's a leadoff double here. Or not a leadoff double, but it's a double with no outs. And Belcher was out. It's the relief pitcher Holton coming up, but we're going to get a pinch hitter against McDowell. And that pinch hitter is going to be Stubbs. Franklin Stubbs is going to pinch hit. There we go. Franklin Stubbs. Here's the pitch from McDowell. Snake Eyes, a 6. That's going to be back-to-back doubles. That's pulled down the line into right field corner. And that's going to be a rattle around out there. And the Dodgers have taken the lead. 6-5. Wow. And that's going to be it. It's going to be, the Mets are bringing in Rick Aguilera. Rick Aguilera is coming in. He pitched in this game as well. It's going to be yellow. Aguilera's a DY. He's going to be a C to this next batter. See what happens. He may just pitch to one batter. All right. Stubbs is on at second. Now, Stubbs isn't very fast, so we may get a pinch runner for Stubbs. Nah, Stubbs is okay. He's an average runner. It'll work. 16, that's a 28 with a runner on second, a 28. It's going to be a grounder to short, but making it to third is Stubbs. So that's 1 out. Wow, okay, so it's Mickey Hatcher next with a runner on third. Infield's going to have to come in for the Mets. Here's the pitch from Aguilera, 26-24 with the infield in. 24 with the infield in. It's going to be a fielder's choice at home, 6-2. They get the runner at home. Oh, Jesus, shouldn't have done it. Darn it. So the runner is out on a fielder's choice. So that's 2 outs. 6-2. And with 1 out, we usually ascend the runners. And there was 1 out. With no outs, we usually hold the runners. That's how I play it standard. And next is going to be the lefty, Gibson. We're going to bring in a left-hander to face him. Who do the Mets have? This is... I don't know that. No, Orozco was with the Dodgers at this point. Orozco's with the Dodgers. Randy Myers is coming out. Myers is an A, X, Y, Z. And we'll make him green or brown. Or purple. Make him purple. So we're making him purple. He's coming out to face Gibson, lefty versus lefty. Plus, he's an A already, so. All right. Here goes. Gibson steps in the box, and Myers looks in for the sign. Runner on first. The Dodgers are up 6-5 with 2 runs here in the top of the 9th. Here's the pitch, 45. That's a base on balls. And let's see, Myers is a Z, so it's going to be ball 2 rather than a base on balls. So again, we got a pitch to Gibson. 64, that's a 14. That's ball 4 this time. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. It's going to be Marshall. We're going to let Myers handle Marshall. Here's the pitch. See what happens. 45. That's ball 2. And that's a 34, but we're going to double check that first and second. 14 is with a Z. It's a ball 2. Yep, and it is. And a 34 is going to be a 12. A 12, we're looking at a grounded to short. Flips to Bachman. Johnson to Bachman, and that retires the side. But not before the Dodgers pick up 2 huge runs and retake the lead. They lead at 6-5 after 8.5 innings. Go to bottom of the 9th for the Mets. Last licks for the Mets here at home. And it's going to be the pitcher's spot. Myers leading it off. It's going to be Lee Mazzilli, switch hitter. Maz going to pinch hit against, who's going for the... Holton was pinch hit for, so we got to pull out a pitcher here. Let's see. Dykstra. Dykstra is what? Dykstra is a lefty. And then we have a switch hit, and then we have another lefty. We're going to bring in Orozco, Jesse Orozco. So ex-Met, big Met, a big part of the 86 squad for the Mets. And Orozco is going to be red. Actually, you know what? He's going to be blue because the previous pitcher was already orange, so I don't want to make him look too close. So it's going to be Mazzilli, Dykstra, at least, and so it's going to be Mazzilli and Orozco for the Dodgers. And we're going to plug ourselves in, because if we do not, we're going to run out of battery. I don't want you guys to miss the ending of this game. There we go. All right. All right. We got a little cable there. You can see that. Try to move it to the outside a little bit. There. All right. So bottom of the 9th, 6-5 Dodgers. big comeback in the top of the ninth for the Dodgers with the solo home run by Jeff Hamilton. And then it was a double by Griffin, back-to-back doubles, pinch hitter Stubbs. Okay, doubled him home to make it 6-5. So that's 2 runs on 3 hits, basically. And it's going to be Mazzilli. Lee Mazzilli from New York, New York. Here's the pitch to Mazzilli. 22. Oh, that's a 9. That's going to be a base hit for Mazzilli. Ground ball and through into left field. Mazzilli, the tying run is on at first. Mazzilli's got decent speed. It's going to be Lenny Dykstra now. We're not going to be pinch hitting here. Actually, we're going to try to hit and run. Again, the second time I'm hit and running. I think this is the first time I've hit and run all year. I think, no, this is actually the 3rd time. And 2 of the hit and runs I've done today. I just remember playing back a lot back then, and I used to do a lot more hit and runs. I think it was more typical of that era. I just don't do many of them. I don't know. That just slows my game down, I guess. But anyway, for my favorite Mets, I'll do a hit and run here. See what happens. So there goes Mazzilli. Here's the pitch, 34. That's a 12. That may keep him out of trouble. It is. It's a grounder to second. And over to second goes Mazzilli instead of the sacrifice. So next is going to be, Orozco's going to face the switch hitter Jeffries with the tying run at second base. See what happens. Jeffries has a good card. Oh, 65 is a 35. That was close. 66 would have been a walk-off. Wow. That was close. 35. It's going to be a pop-up to left side. Oh, Orozco's a W. What? That's a base on balls. Ball 4. Goodness gracious. First and second now. And that's going to be it. Oh, well, actually, there's another lefty coming up. So we're going to leave Orozco in there to face the lefty Hernandez with first and second. Here's the pitch. 65. That may be another walk because of his W. They never noticed that Orozco is a B, but he has an X and a W. So that's a 35 again, and it's another walk. Oh, boy. Bases are loaded. Bases are loaded. And it's another lefty. So the Mets are stacked with lefties, keeping Orozco in there. Bases loaded, 1 out. And who can the... Well, it's a lefty, so let's see if there's another lefty in the Dodger bullpen that they can bring out. Not really. They may bring Hershiser in, but they got to get through this. So this is it, man. They're going to bring in John Tudor. I'm not totally sure. Oh, did John Tudor pitch in yesterday's game? Let's see. Yeah, he started yesterday's game. Tudor went. Tudor went almost the whole game, man. Tudor went 9 innings, so he's not going to be coming out today. That's it. Orozco's. We're going to leave it to Orozco here. What are we going to do? Darryl Strawberry, bases loaded, 1 out. Infield's in for the Dodgers. Oh my God! Don't tell me. Don't tell me. It's 3 consecutive walks. It's another 65. So we've rolled 65 3 consecutive times. It's 35 on the card. So let's see. Bases loaded under fielding 2, 35 is a strikeout, W, base on balls. The tying run. Orozco just walked in the tying run. Holy moly. This is unbelievable. So the game is tied at 6. And Kevin McReynolds, a righty. Finally, we get a righty. So we're going to bring in Orel Hershiser. Just because this is... Hershiser's coming in. And Hershiser's going to be yellow. Actually, no, we're going to make him purple. Don't want to insult the guy by making him yellow. But the bases are loaded. The winning run is 90 feet away. There's only 1 out. See what happens here. The infield's in. The outfield's in. Everybody's in. Kevin McReynolds, no pressure against the Oral Hershiser, the Bulldog, from Buffalo, New York, A pitcher YZ. So he is a super duper A pitcher YZ. Here's the pitch. 62. That's going to be a 29 with the infield in. That may be a double play. The bases loaded. 29. No, not with the infield in. It's going to be a fielder's choice at home. A Y is a strikeout. It's a strikeout instead. So that's out number 2. Strikeout number 1 for Hershiser. But out number 2, and it's Gary Carter. The kid, right-handed batter. Got a 0 at Snake Eyes 33 and 66. And he's got a 7 at 22. We got the bases loaded, so we got to go to the bases loaded page of the manual. You know, there's a little manual here to my right that you use. Fielding column 2 against an A pitcher is going to be a 7 would be a single. So we need to roll low doubles or high doubles. 66 is good. Snake Eyes 22 is good. 33 is good. See what happens. Gary Carter, the pitch. Oh, 35. Another 65, which is a 35. But in this case, it's going to be a strikeout. Thank goodness we brought in Hershiser to get out of this inning, because otherwise it would have been it. But the Mets tie the game at 6 with the run that was forced in on a walk to Strawberry. Back-to-back-to-back walks after a single. Mazzilli scores, and the Mets left the bases loaded. But the game is now tied, so that's going to be 1 run on 1 hit. And we go to the top of the 10th inning. Wow. Got to bring in a new pitcher now. We already used up Myers. This is crazy. We just played a 17-inning game. All right. Coney's available for this game. I don't think I have anybody else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, I used so many pitchers. Never expecting this to go into... We're going to have to... Leach, okay. Do we have any use... Oh, wait, we did use Leach. We used Leach early on. Then we used McDowell. We thought we were trying to hold on to this game. Then we used that Aguilera. I'm going to bring in David Cone. Cone didn't pitch yesterday. It was good in the pitch yesterday. We have to bring in David Cone to pitch in this game. We don't have a choice. I don't think we have Bobby Ojeda. Gooden, Darling could potentially come in. Wow. This is crazy. Let me take a look at this game. Leach pitched, Aguilera pitched, McDowell pitched. Let's see the next game. What happens in the next game? So this is game 5. We're going to game 6. The next game, game 6. Let's see who pitches in that game. For the Mets. Wow. It's another marathon game. David Cone goes in the next game. So if we lose this one, let's see, 5-4, the 12-inning affair is where there was a lot of pitching. In game 4, there's a lot of pitchers used. It was a 12 inning for them. Game 4 was a 17 inning for me. Oh, I got to get going. I got 10 minutes to do this. I got to get to physical therapy. McDowell, Randy Myers pitched yesterday. Darling, a pinch ran. Gooden. Let's go one more. One more prior to this. An 8-4 affair. Let's see. Trying to find out who was on the roster by going back throughout the whole series. Trying to figure this out. And for the Mets, that was a lot of McDowell, Myers, Cone pitches in this game. We're just gonna have to let Cone do it. I don't know what to tell you. Can't believe I used up all my pitchers. I used 5 pitchers. Can't believe I didn't have anybody else. No, actually I used 4 pitchers. 4 pitchers. Let's see. McDowell. Did I use McDowell in this one? Yeah, I used McDowell. I used Leach. I used Aguilera. I used Myers. Let me go back one more. We're in extra innings, guys. We're in the top of the 10th inning. It's a 6-6 game. Game 5 of the National League Championship Series. And I'm going, I got a laptop to my left, and I'm looking through every game to see who's on the Mets roster to pitch. Aguilera, Leach again, McDowell again. That's the only pitchers they had. Or that's at least the only pitchers they used. So I'm bringing Coney in, and I'm looking at the time, 20. I can probably play one more inning, and I got to run. Got to do some, got to work out. My therapist, physical therapist. All right, so it's going to be Cone. Cone's going to be in red. I'm going to bring Cone in. He's going to be doing at least 3 innings. I just don't have anybody else. So we really need to win this one. Cone is an AXZ. And he's going to be facing Mike Marshall. No, actually Marshall was the one who made the last out. It's going to be Shelby, T-Bone Shelby. I love that about APA cards, right? Strikeout, Shelby down swinging. High cheese gets him. Like that about APA cards, that every guy has, a nickname. Now, I don't know how accurate those nicknames are. I don't know if, there's a lot of players. But I guess they did some research to try to get most of them right, even though I heard a story about that when George Brett saw his APA card, some guy asked him to sign it, or actually somebody knew somebody who worked at the stadium, and they got somebody to ask Brett to sign an APA card, and APA saw his nickname and said, "That's not my nickname." But we don't know. Anyway, Dempsey, 23. That's a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks by Coney. Coney's a Yankees announcer. And that's a 24, and he strikes out the side. Curveball gets Hamilton. 3 up, 3 down. Go to the bottom of the 10th now. It's going to be Johnson leading it off against Oral Hershiser, who's still in there. 31, that's a base on balls. And there goes Johnson. Throw down, he's safe. Throw not in time. So Johnson is at second base with Wally Backman now. And wow, this is a crazy situation. Pitch to Backman, 41. It's going to be a pop-up. 24 with a runner on second. I believe is popped up to the shortstop, left side, calls for it. 1 away. Yep. Crazy game. And it's going to be Cone batting. What are you going to do? What are we going to do here? Cone's got a bat. Cone's going to bat here. Top 10. Bottom 10, excuse me. Bottom 10. Here's the pitch to Cone, 23. That's a 27. 27 with a runner on second. 5-3. Hershiser. Hershiser wide. That's a strikeout. 3rd strikeout for Hershiser, and out number 2. And it's Lenny Dykstra now. Lenny Dykstra. What happened to Dykstra? Where did he go? Oh, here it is. Okay. Lenny Dykstra. There we go. Everything's back in order. Here's the pitch to Dykstra. Oh, 63. Jesus Christ. Fly ball center field. And that's the third out. That retires the side. The Mets, after a walk and a stolen base, leave the runner at second base stranded. And we go to the top of the 11th inning. And the score is tied at 6. Now, based on our schedule, we're going to have to continue this in part 2. Another part 2 thriller. Another part 2 thriller using APA Basic. Right? So this is CP signing off, and we will join the game in the top of the 11th a little bit later on. It's a 6-6 tie. Free baseball once again in Game 5. The Mets lead the series 3-1, and you're going to be seeing Griffin, potentially a pinch hitter or probably the pitcher, since we're running low on pitchers already, and then Sachs. It's going to be Cone is on the mound for the Mets, and Hershiser is on the mound for the Dodgers. So it is what it is in Game 5. So I'll see you guys.